This is a short video about the different types of guitars that are available on the market today and the different sounds that they make. So the first one, this is a Paul Reed Smith Custom 24. It's a fully solid electric guitar. Now it's basically mostly maple, and it's got 2 humbucking pickups and 24 frets. This is one of my favorite electric guitars. The tone you get from a solid body electric guitar is very strong, especially with humbucking pickups, very loud, kind of twangy in this case. The neck pickup sounds a little bit more mellow. So you can get a lot of different tones out of this guitar. It's incredibly versatile. So I recommend this guitar more for rock and roll, blues, stuff like that. For jazz and other styles of music like bluegrass and stuff like that, you're going to want a more hollow instrument. And that brings us to our next guitar. The next guitar I want to show you is the Epiphone Emperor. It's a fully hollow body guitar, which is absolutely the opposite of what we were just looking at. The solid body guitar has a very crisp and loud tone to it. The hollow body guitar, first of all, just acoustically listen to this guitar. This is just acoustic without it being plugged in. So it kind of sounds like an acoustic guitar, but you can hear the strings are a little bit springier because they're electric strings, so they sound a little different, a little lighter, if you will. Well, let's plug in the guitar and listen to the tone of that. So now this guitar is perfect for jazz. Very, very beautiful, mellow tone. And that comes from this huge chamber. This is entirely hollow, which makes it incredibly resonant. And it's basically pretty straightforward jazz guitar, just one pickup. It's got a volume knob and a tone knob. So if you're into jazz, I recommend this guitar. However, it is an awfully large instrument. You can tell it's huge. And traveling with this guitar is a chore. Working with this guitar can be kind of a chore because it's so big. But it's just a beautiful sound. So you're going to find with hollow body guitars a more mellow, open sound. And the nice thing about it is you don't really have to work too hard to get those acoustic sounds, and you can also mic up the guitar and get the electric side of it to kind of blend, get a very unusual sound if you're into jazz or fusion, stuff like that. This particular guitar you can also crank up a little bit. A lot of hollow body guitars you don't want to crank too much because they'll feed back. But this one doesn't feedback very much, so that's the Epiphone Emperor. Check it out. Not too much. I think I paid $750 for this guitar. So that moves us right along to the crossbreed of hollow body and solid body, which is a semi-hollow body. Let's take a look at that. This is the Fender TC90. This is almost a brand new guitar. I think it's a 1.5 years old. And as you can see, it has the F-hole just like the fully hollow body guitar. But this lower half of the guitar is pretty much solid body, minus this little compartment for the electronics. So what you end up with is an incredibly versatile guitar because you're able to get that open sound with a little bit more crispness like the solid body had. So you're able to kind of blend the two, hence semi-hollow body. Now this is, like I mentioned, a Fender guitar, and it's very unique because it has a set neck, which means it's basically glued into the body. Most Fenders have a bolt-on neck, so that's kind of another thing that sets this guitar apart and allows the guitar to have more sustain and better tone. Because this guitar is semi-hollow body, you're able to crank this to much higher levels than the fully hollow body. You get absolutely no feedback. Sometimes you'll get some real nice sustain from the volume being higher, and you can get incredibly versatile tones from the jazz, which I was just playing, to rock or blues, rockabilly, stuff like that. And you also get a really nice, like, funky. So this guitar is my ideal guitar for the gig because I can get jazz tones, I can get rock tones, I can get funk tones, I can really get any sound out of this guitar. And that makes it nice. I don't have to bring multiple guitars to a gig, just bring this one guitar. It's light, small, and it sounds great. So that's a Fender TC90. Now we're going to move on to the other realm, which is acoustic instruments. and the different types of acoustic instruments and why they sound different and how they're constructed. Alright guys, here we are with our first acoustic guitar. This is a steel string full-size acoustic guitar, and the name of the brand that made this guitar is called Laravee. They're out of British Columbia, and this particular guitar I believe was manufactured around the mid-80s, probably 1984 or something like that. And it's all mahogany, and it's just a delicious sounding guitar. Go ahead and take a listen to this. Incredible amount of sustain on this instrument, I just have to say. Most steel strings acoustics don't sound this good. So I'm really psyched to have this guitar and show it to you. So as far as steel string acoustic guitars go, probably not your first guitar, maybe your second guitar. They're a little bit harder to play. And the nature of acoustic guitars is the action, which is the distance from the fretboard to the string, is a little bit higher, which means we have to push down a little harder. And